Okay. All the words that come after the slash work with actions, emotions, and locations. And descriptions. Right. It's temporary, aka location, emotion, action, description. And they would always, always, always have estoy, estás, estamos ahead of them, because it works just like in English. Walking, thinking, sleeping always has I am, she is, you are, walking, thinking, sleeping.
Sorry.
Huh? So look at those words right now after the slash. Do you think you know them by heart?
Más o menos.
I want you to. Like, the more you,
Yeah.
it's paramount that you know them by heart. Because
I know all the words, but maybe I don't always use the right one in the right place. Sometimes I say esta when it should be estan or estamos, or because I just go with est. Like, but I know these words that I know. Yeah.
Make it your mission to remember them by heart.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Number one, when you hear one of those in a conversation, you know for a fact three things. You're hearing about present tense. It's going to be followed by an action, emotion, or a description. And you know which is the person we're talking about. Without a doubt. Okay. Number two, right after you finish remembering those nice 6 words, I'll give you a whole set of other ones, which mean in the past, I was, she was, we were. And now you're going to be able to say, I was talking to my wife, or I wasn't talking to my wife. Okay?
All right.
So you can even write it like on a, take 2-3 sticky notes, write it handwriting, just keep the same cascading order. Because everything I teach you, we always keep the same cascading order. So at a certain point, you already know internally what that means, even if I don't name the person. Keep them someplace on your wall, look at it for a week or 2 straight, you'll get them.
Okay. Somos
Excuse me.
All right. Yeah, there's great memes about speaking Spanish has you always being living in the present. In English, everyone's always talking about, it's like at least around the American memes about visiting Spain and only living in the moment, because that's all I can speak of is the present.
It's actually kind of okay for you to use the present tense for about 6 months or more. And then you just add the word tomorrow or last night to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like about 70% correct.
No, I've noticed that, like, it seems like, I don't know, Spanish is hard for me to learn, but it seems like people they're quicker to understand when you're trying to speak than English. Like, people can figure it out if you're kind of close in some ways, like it may throw them off for a minute, but it's interesting.
Do you travel? You guys go to Wine Valley, or do you ever travel somewhere else?
Yeah. We've been to Oaxaca and Mexico City and all up and down Baja, but Mars works in Valle de Guadalupe, but we're going to Spain and Portugal around Christmas. So,
Spain Spanish? It's kind of like you going to Scotland and
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting to see those things. We were talking about this same thing. We're actually going to Scotland too, and how we're both going to struggle for different reasons, even though she has some German as well. I wouldn't say she's fluent, but she speaks probably as good as German as Scottish. I do. No, but I'm just saying about everywhere going around. But Scottish, it's the same language, but sounds completely different. That's what I mean.
Yeah, they have their own slang words, of course. So
yeah.
In Spain, they actually use the simple past. Let's say I haven't taught you yet because it's a lot more words and you need to firstly learn other things.
All I know is era and estuve. I had when I'm
Yeah,
paying for my
stop right there.
tacos.
There's actually like 5 words on each that branch out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but what Mexico considers the simple past, I was, I ate, I thought, I got, I went, right? Simple past.
Mhm.
And then you got like the perfect. I've been going, I've been thinking, I've been meaning to, I've been wanting to. Spain takes those and flips them. Simple past in Spain is
Wow.
Mexican past progressive. So you're gonna,
Okay.
like I said, just accept being confused, because if you try to logic, you'll just get lost.
Okay.
Yeah, just enjoy.
It's funny. No, it's like it really is like I mean, I've seen all the things that the slang is so different, and yeah,
Oh, yeah.
especially here, everything, all the Spanish I hear in Baja is very influenced by English. So it's very Spanglish. Like it was, the parking is the perfect example, because I think once you learn parking as a word and you know that word versus estacio mente, it's too many syllables. Some people, everyone even goes parking.
Yeah, for sure, it's easier. Oh, FYI, do you know what que chido means? Right?
How cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like chido is cool, right? So in
Chido's
Spain, they say mono.
Mono. Or chilo too. Some places in Mexican say chilo, right? In the South, maybe.
Maybe in the
I
South.
forget what it was.
In Spain, they say
Oh,
mono,
no.
and mono is the word
Oh.
for monkey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, try not to tell people there are monkeys in Mexico when you come back.
Right. Oh man, that's embarrassing.
I might get you killed for getting embarrassing.
Yeah, right. No, I don't, like you told me about like the way I say que ando way with my friends or whatever, but this is a big problem for me, is just having the courage to speak out in public. So it's, again, in the situation where it's a controlled environment, it's like I know all the possible outcomes of the conversation, and that's what I'm trying to struggle out, more than like whatever those tasks are, daily interactions,
I mean, you go to the store, right? Like you go pay your electric bill, and I don't know, you buy nails or whatever you buy, right? Hardware.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The grocery store, like restaurants, gas station, yeah, all those basic things. But yeah, the tense is hard. Like even what I was really looking at before you came on, what was the document? Which one? It wasn't. It was not Estas. What was the other one you showed me? The Star. Is that what it was?
Last lesson, I can scroll up the chat and we can look at it. Estar is to be. That's a root verb, and all those estoy estás derived from it.
Yeah, I just had it in my. It was ir and estar, because it was that second phase of just like the tengo que, just that baby step you were giving me to the future tense, right?
Yeah.
That was just around my notes with those, but it's not exactly how a native speaker would say it, right? But it can get you there. Yeah,
well,
that's
it's
it. Tengo
those
que,
two are exactly native speakers saying it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I give it to you. So those two are super frequent. And then you immediately gonna insert the location, the bank, the gym, the grocery, the whatever.
Right.
Right. So those
that work.
Yeah, when I say a fill in the blank formula, which is what we start with, those are these. Like you don't need to think. You just like, what do I want to say? Right. So I remember this, and you just spit it out and add the details.
Right. That's just plugs in.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are like super great. You can use them all the time. Okay, so definitely print out the M is an R slide you see on the screen, and then write it down with your handwrite, like literally write it down with your own handwrite to anchor it. Only the words after the slash, and then tape it on a wall someplace. Maybe I don't know, put them in your wallet or on your phone as well. I want you in 2 weeks from now, I would like you to remember them by heart.
Okay.
And then I can give you the past tense versions, which are similar. And then you can like start to distinguish between them. So when you need to use them, you'll remember which one.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Now, the neat thing with those is that you can, if you want to say I'm tired, or I'm not at home, or I'm on my way home, or, you know, I'm married, or I'm a whatever tech engineer you are and whatnot, or blah, blah. All you have to do is start with estoy, because that is the I am. And then like add a description word, cansado, enfermo, sick, mejor, I'm better now, right? That's super simple. Do you know that we use I have hunger and I have thirstiness and I have sleepiness?
Yeah, tengo calor, tengo hambre.
Yeah.
Tengo sueños.
Yes.
I know sueños dream, but everyone says when I'm tired, tengo sueños.
Exactly right. So yeah, there are 7 things that we use I have instead of I am, and these are those.
Oh, cool.
Age.
Yeah, tengo 50 años, yeah, that one. And miedo, I'm afraid. Tengo que, yeah.
Awesome. So those are the 4 occasions you're gonna say tengo instead of I am. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Another way that estoy and estás, the I am works with things, is actions. Description words, actions and emotions, which both are verbs in Spanish, and locations. Before we touch on the actions, let's go do locations, because that's really simple.
Okay.
Estoy en la casa. Estás en tu casa. Estoy en Nayarit. Estás en Baja. Tu esposa está in the other room. Tu esposa está en el trabajo. Tu mamá está en Estados Unidos. Tu papá está in the gym. And da 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 da.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am, you are, last location. That is the simplest way. I'll type it in.
Right.
Now you are, last location. That is like another formula, right? Because the fill in the blanks would be that the location in particular. And 2 would be this. Estoy rico, estoy pobre, estoy cansado, estoy blah, 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 right? Enfermo, enojado, I'm mad. Estoy tranquilo, right?
Right.
Number 3 would be actions. Actions, emotions and action, like to cook is an action, and to be happy or sad is an emotion in Spanish. Therefore, it is a verb and can be conjugated. So emotions are actions.
Okay.
Just like in English. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say this, like that's why you're saying estoy triste, and it's not tengo triste. I have sadness. It's
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Just like in English, right? If I want to say I am and you are and she is, I am cook, you are eat, she is buy food, we are, I don't know, boil water. Like that's not the right thing. I have to say boiling water, cooking, right. I am eating, she is buying, right?
Right.
So in English, it's called an ing, because like you literally take the verb and you add an ing to it and it becomes cooking, right?
Right. Makes it easy.
Trust me, I went through high school learning that thing and got graded on it.
Oh, yeah.
So in English, it's essentially every single action you can think of, and you add an ing to it, and that just becomes swimming, right? And the minute you do that, you have to place I am, you are, she is, they are, we are in front of it, because that never works. I swimming, I thinking, I cooking, right? I sound like a Chinese lady in Southern California. That's not the way.
Right.
The whole thing works the exact same way in Spanish. I'm going to give you a slide. And here, you know what? Here's the thing. Every single verb in Spanish ends with AR or ER or IR. Those are the three options. Every single verb in the Spanish speaking universe has one of those three endings.
Okay.
So whenever, depending like the verb, right? If it ends with AR, you're gonna unplug the AR and you're gonna plug in an undo. And we're gonna show you exactly how that works right now today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pick up your list of verbs.
I got the digital one, so I'm just looking through the.
That's okay.
list right
Definitely print them. You're gonna anchor the information way faster once you have like things you can touch.
now. Do you know what number it is? I don't know why I'm not seeing
The list of verbs. I think either 5 or 6 off the top of my head, could be wrong. I can actually put that on the screen right now as a PDF, and you can just open it. Or just print it. If you have a printer at home, you can just print it right now.
No, that's my problem. I don't have a printer at home. But I am going to San Diego on Monday to the co-working, so I will have one there. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's why. I wasn't looking for cheat sheet to start it, so I was looking for verbs. It's alphabetized. That's why. All right. Okay. So they're always IR, AR, or ER.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Every single verb in Spanish would end with one of those. Now, whenever we need to do a verb conjugation, aka make the verb imply who's doing the action at what time tense.
Mm-hmm. Like estoy caminando.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
A la tienda.
That's right. So now what I want you to do is zoom in with your eyes on every AR verb that you see and just say it out loud with this ando ending, please.
Okay, with AR?
Yeah, anything, just ignore the rest, just zoom in on the ARs.
Dariando?
No R, that's the trick though. It works wonderfully. You're gonna get rid of the AR and plug in the sound ando.
Ando, so Dariando?
No R, never an R. Mute yourself on the R and say that again.
Oh, so replace the R.
Dando.
Dando? Dando.
Dando.
Yeah. Dando.
Dando.
So, okay. Llamo? So
yeah.
Like, llamando?
Llamando, yeah, that's good.
Llamando. Recordando.
Mm-hmm.
Encontrando.
Mm-hmm.
Buscando. Olvidando.
Uh-huh.
Dejando.
No R. If you hear an R, that is not good.
Okay, so replace her. Dejando.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
Dejando, the leave behind.
Yeah.
Regresando.
Yeah.
Llegando. Esperando.
That's right.
Entrando.
Uh-huh.
Cerrando.
Uh-huh.
Mirando. Looking. Mirando.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sentando. It's hard not to say the R. Like I keep having to stop my brain from going ardo, sentando, llevando, rentando,
Yeah.
pagando, comprando. Those are easy words. Descando. Sonando? For sonar to drink
Well,
sonando?
does it end with an
Sonando?
AR? It does not end with an AR, is it?
It is, but it's sonar. Sonando?
Yando, because it's
Soñando.
Sonyar, Sonyando.
Yeah, that ñar, sonando. That's a hard one. Banando, bañando,
Okay, can you tell me a year? Can you say the word year?
Año.
Well, then you can say all the other words as well, because it
Año.
has the same wiggly.
Año. Yeah. It's just, that's always a hard one for me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's it. But like, all right, where was I here? Bayando.
Bañando.
Bayando.
Yando. It's how we say
Bañando.
taking a shower.
Okay.
It's like if I'm coming to visit your wife or
Right.
I don't know, whatever, and I'm like, oh, she's taking a quick shower. Oh, está bañando. She'll be right out.
Bañando. And bajando.
Bajando.
Ayudando.
Yeah.
Ayudando.
Yeah, very good.
Terminando.
Terminando, yeah.
Manejando. Parando.
Parando. Yeah.
Parando.
Yeah.
Caminando. Está. Well, that's hard there. Estando? Estando?
Well, yeah, the
Say it
estar,
twice?
you could, and technically it exists. It's really rarely been heard because I'm being. That's never something we say. So you always use like a star or estava. You rarely do those.
You're doing something that's just saying I'm just being. Okay, that's okay.
Like I said, it's rare. Yeah.
Okay. Preguntando.
Yeah, very good.
Contestando.
Yeah.
Explicando. Pensando.
Yeah.
Cocinando.
Perfect.
Probando.
Perfect.
Probando. Pensando. Viajando. Viajando.
Viajando.
Viajando.
You can say Juan, right?
Juan.
Okay, you can't say Juan.
Not great. I have trouble with those because it's close to like rolling the R's. I haven't mastered that.
Why don't you say an H? Make an H sound, and you're gonna sound like a Colombian. Say an H. Try.
Viajando.
You actually sound perfect. We're being recorded,
viajando.
So yeah.
Okay, viajando. Tomando.
Yeah.
Empezando.
Yep.
Jugando.
Yeah.
Playing. Quedando.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm staying over at my in-laws. I'm
Quedando.
staying blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the ARs.
Fantastic. Now tell me, I'm traveling to San Diego on Tuesday or whatever that is.
Estoy viajando a la San Diego en lunes.
Fantastic. That's literally how I say I'm traveling too. Estoy viajando.
Yeah.
Now
That's
tell me, I'm staying.
Viajando.
Sorry, talking over you. Next, you're gonna tell me I'm staying there for 5 days. I'm staying 5 days.
Estoy quedando allá 5 días.
Fantastic. That's correct. Exactly.
All right.
Really
I was thinking. I almost said Hase, but that's I was there.
That's past tense. Yeah.
All right.
Really good. Okay. FYI, this is an Amazon. Amazon sells portable printers where it's like literally this big, this long. It's like $130, and it's like portable. It's wireless and everything. So if that's something you need, you can go look at that. I'm not affiliated.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, good. So tell me, I'm waiting for my wife.
Oh, estoy esperando mi esposa.
Yeah, exactly.
I say that all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Solo esperando para mi esposa.
Okay, that's really good. So you already know that.
Yes. Well, she's thrifting or whatever.
Okay, next we're gonna do all the verbs that end with IR or ER.
Okay.
And you're gonna completely remove the last two letters, whichever they are, you're gonna remove them. When you say that,
Okay.
you're gonna kind of mute yourself on the last two letters, and instead you will say yendo.
Yendo.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm just writing this down phonetically. So, haciendo.
Yep.
So, viendo. Seeing? Viendo?
Viendo.
Viendo.
Yeah, that one kind of good.
Oh, because you drop everything but the V.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, I would have never. You had to point that out. Okay, wow. Keep the one letter. Okay. Perdiendo. No. Yendo.
Yendo. Yeah, here is yendo.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Veniendo.
Perfect.
Turn. Saliendo. Abriendo. Desciendo. Desciendo. Desciendiendo. Desciendiendo.
Decidiendo.
Decidiendo.
Yeah, very good.
That's man. Every time there's a word, and there's a lot of these that have five syllables in Spanish. That's the problem I have. Where, you know what I mean?
Where do you break them? Yeah.
Where do you break them? And without hearing them out loud, it's really hard. So, oriendo. No. Oriendo.
Again? No R. Mute. The same
oyendo.
like with where. You get rid of the last two, and all you have is the O when you just plug it in.
Oyendo.
Perfect. Oyendo.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah.
So weird going to the one letter when I'm thinking of a mind that's counterintuitive in my mind. But so Oleyendo.
Oliendo.
Oliendo.
Very good. Oliendo.
Oyendo. Viendo.
Viendo, exactly.
Viendo.
I'm watching TV. Estoy viendo tele.
Sintiendo. I don't know. Sintiendo, but like sentar. How's that one? Those were the other
How
ones,
would
right?
sentar fit into the picture? Yeah, good question.
Okay.
Well, does sentar end with an AR?
Oh yeah, it's the AR, so it's ando. Got it.
Perfect.
All right, that's why. But they were so close to enter and sentar. It took me a second. Okay. Vendiendo.
Fact.
Vendiendo, to sell. Viviendo. Moviendo. Sabiendo.
Yeah, perfect.
Sabiendo. It's interesting.
It's not really frequent. You probably may never hear it. So.
Yeah. Because Arriba is what I hear when people are starting to go up. It's the
Well, arriba is the concept of up. It's description word. It's
okay.
now. Yeah.
All right. Sabiendo, knowing, sabiendo, conociendo,
Conociendo, exactly.
Conociendo. Conociendo.
What is the root verb?
It's the ER, so it's yendo, right?
It isn't a yendo, but what is the root verb?
Poner.
Okay, say
poniendo?
that.
Poniendo?
Perfect. Yes. Poniendo.
Poniendo. Yeah, it's hard for me to get that out, but poniendo. Does it change to the tilde in when it changes form?
Don't worry about the tilde. Don't worry about the tilde, because until you start writing business emails here, and like a big part of your life is written communication, you don't really see tildes flying out of people's mouth when we speak. So there's no way for you to hear it. That's something that naturally comes with time. The more you hear Spanish.
Okay, so then seguir, this is a hard word for me. Seguiendo?
Like segment?
Seguiendo. Seguiendo.
That's right. Segment. Yendo.
Yendo. Okay. And debiendo. So owing, debiendo. Pidiendo.
Yeah.
Pedir, the place where pidiendo, ordering. And quediendo.
Quediendo, yeah, that's right.
Quediendo. And recibiendo.
Recibiendo. Okay, now can you tell me, it's raining outside?
Is it? I can't remember which one's right. Yeah, it's like Yvente.
Almost. Yeah, it starts with a yeah or a you.
It's N-E is rain, like Yeve is rain. It's kind of like that. I don't know.
Okay, great. So lluvia.
That's what I was looking for. Lluvia. So lloviendo.
Perfect. Exactly right.
Lloviendo.
Exactly right.
I gotta write that one down.
Lloviendo.
And what is snow? I was always confusing.
What do you need to know? You live in Ensenada.
I don't know. Because I confuse rain and snow, the words in Spanish. That's why I was struggling. It's
Nuviendo.
Nuviendo.
Viendo. Because nieve is snow, and
that's
nuviendo. It is a funky one. Even you can hear I'm a total foreigner accent when I say that in Spanish. Nuviendo.
It's like we were talking about before with my accent being from the South. Certain words, you just can't escape it. It's just always like my instinct is to say it that certain way. Lloviendo. It's such a weird looking word to try to say. Llueve is rain. Lloviendo.
Lluvia is rain. That's pretty much the only. I mean, rain is a noun, right? It's an object, it's a thing, right? And that's pretty much one of the only things that become a verb, raining. And so notice it works the same way. Like you unplug the last two letters and you plug in a yendo, because you have an I there. That's why it's a yendo. Yo, yendo. Okay. You or yo. People will make either or sound.
Yeah, it's like there's several letters like that, right? That T's and D's are interchangeable in some ways.
Which ones?
Like, I don't know, but like, it sounds like in certain words, T's or D's, some people will pronounce more of a T or a D.
It's their accent, the way their mouth is. Yeah. Especially in Baja. T and D is a thing in Baja, for sure. Yeah. B and V are very interchangeable in all of Mexico. 20 pesos or 20 pesos.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's impossible, nearly impossible to know which one is which, so just don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's thrown me off a few times. I've heard some, there's a few, I can't think of an example, but there's a few times where people say something like that and it's like, is it the T? And even the Spanish speaking person, they're like, I don't know. They're just making the sound and they can't tell me what letter it is. And I'm like, But it works. It's because it's interchangeable, really. It's the sound and it's the, well, you know.
You don't have to worry about spelling correctly because you don't work here. It's not, your job doesn't depend on you spelling it right.
Yeah.
Okay. We finished with the list of verbs, haven't we?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That was all of them.
Awesome. So now you can take this and make a multitude of everyday sentences. Hey, I'm looking for toilet paper, whole grain bread, French mustard. I'm looking for dog food. I'm looking for whatever when you're in the store. Estoy buscando. Blah, 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 blah. Or let's say we meet at a restaurant, a group of friends, and I'm like, hey, where's your wife? I'm like, oh, está buscando estacionamiento. She's looking for
parking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so hard to estacionamiento. And that's another one. It doesn't matter how many times I know the word, I still get tongue-tied if it has 5 syllables, just in Spanish.
I agree with you. This one, it's like one of the longest words you'll ever encounter in Spanish.
Yeah, it's the longest word I think I've ever encountered.
Try to say that out loud.
Estacionamiento. That's what I mean.
Okay, so break it down to 4 short words.
Estacionamiento.
Perfect. Now you said it right.
Estacionamiento. Yeah, it's just very hard. It's too many syllables in my mouth. It's such a tongue twister, especially that one. But anyway, that one's unique. I gotta practice that.
They're tongue twisters. And the key to those long words and verbs and many syllables is that you break them down and then you end up saying them slowly, like 4 or 5 short words. Listen to this.
Like the ando, like I see it, the ando and yendo. That's things like that. Like me and but I'm just having a hard time stopping one sound and starting those others together because it's, it's foreign to me. But like those are the key things. The right place to break it is.
Say this as if it's a 5-word sentence. That's the way you treat it. Try to say that again.
Estacionamiento.
Estacionamiento. Yeah. We're being recorded, so when you play it back, we're on minute 43.
Mm-hmm.
When you play it back, you will hardly notice that you talked so like slowly, right?
Yeah.
That's like not noticeable at all. Thus, the key to this whole yendo ando subject is that every single time yendo or ando will come out of your mouth as one sound. That one does not get broken into syllables. Whatever you have to do to the word, the original verb, break it out as many times as you need to, as long as your yendo or ando comes out as one sound at the end of it. So based off that, you can kind of gauge. Look at like the last few words. Let's say seguiendo and upwards on the chat. Seguir, seguir, seguiendo.
Seguiendo.
All right. Venir. Notice how I'm breaking it. Venir, veniendo.
Veniendo.
Oler.
That's to see.
It's to come.
To hear.
It's to come.
Oh yeah, ven. So is the dog. Ven.
That's right.
Um,
notice even like when I say that, notice my breaks. Oler. You notice like the O was super strong, and then right afterwards there was the rest of it. Oler. Oliendo.
Oliendo. That's my challenge speaking, because again, it's hearing the words out loud when a native speaker speaks it versus me trying to. Obviously,
I'm not a native speaker though. Mexicans know I have an accent. Like I cannot fool a Mexican. They know I'm not naturally born here. So that's your natural shyness, I think. Like you don't need to be shy. You just, the more you speak, the better, the more comfortable it will become for you.
Yeah. Oriando. Oyer is such a weird word. It's so short. Oyer. Like they sound so similar to me. Like they are similar, but it sounds like when people are speaking at the pace they normally speak, it's really hard for me to tell whether they said oyer or oyer, because it's hard for me to say those.
Well, it's a different ballgame to understand what people are saying. Because that's not where you are just yet at your level. So leave that aside.
Oyendo. That break point is everything.
Yeah, exactly. And now that you said it, you sound perfect.
Yeah, it's because I can see it. Like
Oh, that's what we're doing this. So you know how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like those learning styles that you're saying, things like that. Like obviously, written stuff is way easier. I can figure out written stuff way quicker than even if it's a word I've never.
Yeah.
Right.
Written
even
stuff.
if it's a right. It's because you see the reference, all the references, but
you don't want to be like my client Jamie, who sits in his basement. His walls are covered with Spanish teachings and books and stuff. He knows 15 time tenses, but he's so shy about speaking. He can't speak. He cannot speak. I don't like twist his arm and he would still not. He will freeze. What good does all those books do you if you can't use them?
Yeah, I think that's one of the bigger challenges for everyone, just that first, because you'll always feel like you sound dumb, and maybe you do, but like you know what I mean? That's the hardest thing for, I think, a lot of people. They panic, because I did it at first, even just getting to the point that like these little things about ordering my coffee or whatever. At first, someone says something to you and I know the words, but in my mind I go walk away or whatever. I know that's a big thing for people. Like,
it's true, but then again, it's like a symptom of how your mind can be your biggest enemy and there's nothing really there.
Right. 100%. Usually that's the case, right? Like you worry about what so-and-so thought of something that happened. They're not thinking about it. They don't think about it once.
When I learned Spanish, it was 2006. I was traveling through Costa Rica. Think back to 2006. There was no Google. There was no smartphone. There was no TripAdvisor. There was no Translate. There was no app on your phone. There was nothing. There was a Lonely Planet guidebook.
Yeah.
And a pocketbook, Survival Spanish in Costa Rica guide. That's all. And I had that little pocketbook. And you travel by bus. That's Costa Rica for you. So they stop, right? You take a 8-hour trip from A to B, and they stop for refreshment in some little tiendita at the middle of some village. Nobody speaks English. If I wanted to eat and drink, I didn't have the luxury of what it is she's saying, because I'm gonna go 8 hours without a drink. So I don't care how I order. I just did, right?
Right.
And so that is completely artificial. Like the barista thinking about you.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that everyone has that initial fear when speaking another language. You just have to get past that and like go through the moment I stopped fearing feeling dumb is when I started learning, like before I couldn't progress or get anything or retain any new information. I think that's what you're saying about your other student is like you know these lots of things, but you can't make that next step until you stumble through. It's like anything. To me, everything takes repetitions. Like it. Are you familiar with Malcolm Gladwell? He wrote a book and this concept of 10,000 hours it takes to master something.
To get really expert at anything, you have to do it for 10,000 hours. Yes.
Yeah, and that to me, that's what that kind of. It's a lot of reps. It's push-ups. You just got to do that thing 1,000,000 times, and then you're good at that thing. And that it can be anything, but it really requires doing it. And so, you can until you're never going to be good at speaking Spanish or any language unless you actually speak it out loud. You can study it all day long, but you have to say the words. You know, that's been helping me.
It's really funny that you're afraid somebody else that you don't know and may never see again will judge you.
Yeah.
Where like they don't even speak a second language.
Oh,
at least you're trying, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. It's like a paradox with speaking another language, because I have this conversation with my friends who, at least I have a couple of friends who always want to try their English with me, and they're fluent, you know, really in English, and some others who are not. Always trying to encourage each other to try, and they'll speak English and I'll reply in Spanish, and it's just to get past what you're saying. But you know, it's wild that even highly educated people, just that fear, I guess we all have, looking stupid in front of someone or whatever, and it's a big challenge in it. But you're right, I do feel a lot better, man. Especially Baja, you see it, and it's probably all too stereotypical all over the world, but like just people barking English. You know, been here they've lived here 20 years, and you know, my accent's better.
If my mom comes to the States and you serve her coffee or I don't know, sell her a shirt, if my mom comes to the States and she doesn't have like really perfect or even great, right? You would never think she's stupid. You're too kind for that. Well, you would never in your life have you looked at an immigrant and thought that person is stupid because he's 55 and he's trying to speak a different language. Yeah, you use the word stupid on yourself.
That's fair. It is.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
I know, it doesn't make any sense. But we used to do this. I used to do a lot of sales, outside sales, and we called it door pulling, because you walked in places, you're pulling doors. And how many doors did you pull today? And we always said the hardest door to pull is your car door, the first one, to get out and start doing it. And it's kind of that same thing.
I agree with you. Yes. Okay, so during the weekend, actually, I suggest you ought to find time, write a bunch of practice sentences like this, and then go use them. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to go out to eat outside once or twice during the next 5 days, and maybe go to the store or the gas station, whatever. And then just like write a few sentences using those. I'm waiting, or she's buying, right? Or blah, 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 or I'm looking for. Use those just to like test it in the real world and get used to saying them. Plus, you can now listen to them actively with people around you. You can't go 5, 6 sentences without listening, having one of those, because they're so frequent.
They're that common.
Just like in English, like I'm sitting in a coffee shop in San Diego, just the table next to me. Within 5 minutes, there were 2 ing sentences in there for sure.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Same thing.
Okay. Well, it's perfect. My wife's good friend is coming in from Mexicali. It's her birthday. She's staying the weekend, so she can just one night. But Saturday night she's coming for the weekend, basically to do her birthday, and she doesn't speak any English, and so I was looking forward to really struggling with her all weekend. So that's my plan, is to
okay, great,
to speak. You know, she's going to give me all those opportunities that you're saying about, because I know we're going to go out to eat, and I know we're going to go somewhere else. So
these are the 2 things you can tell her right away.
Okay. Yep.
Are you
tired? Huh? Yeah. Are you tired, or you want to eat?
There you go.
I know the answer to the second one. It's always true, but ¿Estás cansada? ¿Quieres comer?
Awesome. Estás cansada. That's perfect. Like, you are plus the description, tired.
Right. That's another thing that I figured out is it's the same thing. It's whether it's a statement or a question. The only difference is I say ¿Estás cansada? Or ¿Estás cansada? You know, it's just the inflection.
The inflection, exactly. That's right. We got 5 minutes left, so you can go early, or we can do something else to practice those. What would you like to do?
No, we can call it 5 minutes early. I'm gonna keep practicing these one. Like I said, these are good. Ando yendo. So I'm gonna work on those with, like I said, this weekend. Our friends coming, and I'm gonna have a lot more opportunity to speak Spanish this weekend. So awesome. All right, I will
Have a
see you
fun
next time.
weekend.
Okay. All right. You
Hasta
too.
luego.
Thanks.
Bye.